All right, last week I talked about chipper fatalities and some of the hazards. And I set this up. I threw the rope over here. This is not normal. But ropes and chippers are really a bad combination. It's quite easy for a rope to get caught up in the brush. And if somebody is dragging brush along and they feed the chipper and this rope gets caught in that feed wheel, the feed wheel will hit the drum, the disc on this chipper and spin around really fast. It won't cut the rope as much as get caught up in it. And when that happens, there's been a lot of instances where the rope rapidly gets pulled into the chipper. And there was a fatality a couple years ago in a big company where the ground guys put the rope and it hit the chipper and the guy was climbing and he had his rope up to the top and it pulled him all the way up to the top of the tree and he smacked his head on the top of the branch and that killed him. So a chipper fatality doesn't always necessarily mean that it goes through the chipper. Ropes should never, ever be around when you're chipping. You know, say that again. Ropes and chipping do not mix. My company had a first-hand incident. This was about 30 years ago. That was when we had one of the old Asplin chippers, you know, often referred to a chuck and duck. Those chippers had a spinning drum and a big flywheel, and they would hit the brush and just zip right through quickly. Well, on this particular job, I had a climber up in a tree, and one of the ground guys dragged the tail of his rope through, and it went into the chipper. The guy was tied into the top of a big sycamore tree. The rope pulled through rapidly, and the guy in the tree got pulled all the way over. Fortunately for us and the guy in the tree, the chipper was sharp and it actually cut the rope. And then the guy swung back in the top of the tree. But you know what? That was a real eye-opener for me. You know, I admit to our mistakes, and when things like that happen, I think the rest of the tree industry needs to hear these stories. So if you guys have some stories, put them in the comments. I want to hear them, you know, because it's not just me, but other people out there. It's going to be an aha moment. It's going to be, oh man, never really thought about that. Or, yeah, that could happen. Okay, so safety first. Let's keep our industry safe. And you guys out there, please be safe.